appreciate you being here with me, Bobbie Jo. And as you know, no matter where we're at, we're all facing this global situation where with our loved ones, our friends, the stay-at-home orders, the social distancing, we may have to be 6 feet apart, but we can still be connected by heart together at home. And so with that, I would love to hear more about you, what you're doing. If you can just share with our audience right now who you are and what you do and what lights you up, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. So thank you very much, Alina. It's wonderful to connect with you. For everybody out there, I am Bobbie Jo of lovebobbyjo.com. And the ways I work or express myself and help people are through my inspirational writing, guided meditations, and body-mind coaching. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And what what really lights me up and like my passion and stuff in this world is authentic expression of people. That's kind of my message and my story, and what lights me up working with people is to really get clear on your core, like what your core values are and what lights you up. I feel like so many times, and I've experienced this firsthand, literally losing a physical piece of myself to show me how I lost myself in life, just by trying to be, what other people want you to be, following the status quo, trying, being, everything versus truly being yourself. And it wasn't always like that. It's like life had shifted greatly for me, which is kind of what's going on in a worldwide way right now. Everything kind of turned upside down, shifted. What my life looked like didn't look like it anymore, and kind of got swept up, in that momentum with all of that. And then it was my body's way of speaking and everything that brought me back home to myself, to get back in touch with who I was, what made me happy, what lit me up. And some of those core values that I really connected in again with that was expression and connection and truly being me. So coming from that place and getting in touch with myself and expressing myself through that place and living from that place completely transformed my life. Happier relationships, my work now is who I am. And for me, it's just really connecting with people, because I truly believe the world needs who everybody is. Your individual self is your purpose. Truly being you is your purpose here in the world. So reconnecting in with that and boldly being who you are. And just taking this pause right now, I feel like is so important to really reevaluate who are you at your core? What is calling you forward? What can that look like?
Yeah, I love that. And it's so fitting, boldly being you. That's so fitting for everything that you're saying to encompass all of that. And, at a time right now where people are maybe for the first time being still, there's such a need for that support on even how to be still and how to be present. And everything that you're saying, it sounds like that's what you help support someone even beforehand, before the being still part, or getting to know yourself, getting to know how to express yourself, but in the beauty of, for you, with where you're at right now, specifically as Bobbie Jo, you're able to still thrive in your situation because you learned those parts of yourself, parts of your core, of your authentic self, got familiar with it. And now in the situation that's affecting everyone, when we're all forced to be still in a sense, you can have more of that confidence in doing so. So I'm curious, what are some of the ways that you help people to boldly be them? What are some of those avenues of support? What does that look like?
Yeah, so a lot of it is, like, the ways I personally work with people is just connecting in with the body mind coaching aspect and everything, helping people to get in touch with their true self, to listen to their body wisdom, to get back in touch with ourselves. So many times we look outside ourselves, or we feel our identity is something outside of ourselves. I am my job. I am what's in my bank account. I am my title. I am all of these different things. And when something like this happens, or like what I went through, in my life and stuff, all of a sudden you realize, like, whoa, like this is all changing around you, yet you're still here. Mm-hmm. So really getting in touch on a deeper level with the core you really are. like those are beautiful expressions, and those can change. It can kind of flow, ebb and flow and change, and we can be all different kinds of expressions and stuff, but really getting in touch with the core of who you are. So really helping people connect in with that on a deep level, getting into their bodies, into their hearts, really connecting in with the core of who they are. So I do that, with different conversations, helping guide them with that, and a lot of times with guided meditation or custom guided meditation to really help people embody that, to get deeper on a cellular level and just really, really get into that deep divine space of who am I.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned, so expressing your core, right? And I just think of, what have some of those creative expressions been for you? I know you mentioned that you do the inspired writing and all of that. That sounds really fun. So what are some ways that you've learned to express yourself through this self-discovery, through tuning into your body's wisdom and taking that moment to listen? What have you found to be true for yourself?
So true for me is actually honoring the truth of who I am. I've loved writing ever since I was a little girl. All of these different things have been a piece of me. So that's one exciting thing too, to connect with people. What have you always loved, that you have stopped doing or aren't doing, more of? So for me, the creative writing is how I've always expressed myself since like literally a child and stuff on. And the interesting thing for me, and even through this right now and stuff, reflecting back to myself, is to share more. To share more of those things. A lot of time that is a form of my expression, and I will do it, I'll create it, I'll allow it to flow out, and then I'll let it sit on my computer, or I'll let it, sit in my notebook, or different things like that. And I found, even when revisiting some things, there was a book I had written, and that was prior to everything that, happened in my life, for my big transformation place, right? And then when I reflect back on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, had I kept, doing this book that I shared and stayed present with it, that probably wouldn't have happened at the same level or scale or whatnot. So for me, it's expressing that and sharing that, like going through and being like, okay, let go of the perfectionism, the different limiting beliefs and stuff that we all have, that we hold ourselves back from, and working through those things and allowing ourselves to be seen, to show up again. Like we're all given these gifts, and these gifts are for us to share. So something that we have, something that we're feeling, a message that we're carrying, can support somebody else. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's 10 people, maybe it's 100 people, but it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of, if you feel it and it's calling you forward, to really stand in that, to step into that, to honor that, to allow it to flow through you, and then allow it to flow out, to be expressed in the world.
Yeah, that's beautiful and so true. And so what have you found to be your support, to encourage you to freely express your truth and to boldly be you? Is there any constant thing that has allowed you to do that?
Yeah, for me, really, it is, how to word this? This is like life, right? Really feeling your humanness, really being aware of how, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow, how short this is. I feel like we put so many things off for so many different reasons. So for me, what's pushing me forward is, I keep having little periods in my life that remind me of this, like, what are you waiting for? Now is the time stuff. And even everything right now, we realize how we're not in control of everything, outside of us, that we don't have all the answers, that we don't know how much time that we have left. The only moment truly is right now. And that now is the perfect moment to be who you are and to express things and to share those things. So honestly, just honoring that truth. So for me, what's been helping me is to actually sit with that. I have a lot of things, there's different things going on, as it is with everybody, right now, things in the world, but even besides the world scale, people on an individual scale with people they love and stuff like that. Like, it's just really sitting with two different things. So really feeling into my mortality, like realizing, and also connecting with my spirituality, right? So I really focus in and connect in to my core, my spiritual connection, to help give me the courage and the strength. And then really understanding, the mortality and that I'm here briefly and stuff, so that connecting to the spirit, and feeling like, okay, God gave me this gift. I'm here for a purpose, like now is the time to share it, not to keep holding it and then be like, oh shoot, I never did that, kind of a thing. So just really feeling into those two things, finding that balance of really getting grounded in my spirituality and allowing that to give me the confidence to step forward and be like, okay, I feel called to do this. I'm going to show up and do that. And then to use that to help others too, to really feel into that and know, like, what, you are so held, you are so supported, you are so needed in this world, your voice, your message, your unique expression, it's about being you. So to really feel into who that is, find your sacred connection and allow yourself to step forward and stand in that light and share your light with the world and make it brighter. Like, even with everything going on, we see how connected we truly are. Like, even with our distancing, we realize how everything we do impacts everybody else. So really using your voice, your light, who you are, like you make a ripple, you make a wave, you make a difference throughout the entire world.
Yeah. I love that. And in speaking to that, spirituality aspect, when you connect into that part of you, if that's important to you, for me, what I find to be true when I connect into spirituality is that it's bigger than me. Yes, I'm focusing in on my spirituality and my spiritual connection, but when I do that, I realize it's not about me. And that's why in my core values, I have that sense of connection and community and wanting to support. And when I honor that by first connecting to my spirituality in my core, then that natural intuitive gut force literally says, go and share. So to your point of why am I waiting? Like, why is now the right time to share? It's a natural process that happens when you start honoring your truth. And when you're a spiritual minded person, your truth is very closely entwined with the spiritual truth of this world, and it's undeniable. And when you connect to that source, then you do things that are bigger than you can ever understand, especially when it comes to connecting with your community and just letting your light shine. Because when I let my light shine, it's not just mine, it's everybody else's, it's this whole world around me, it's my spiritual connection. For me, it's God. And your purpose, and it could be as simple as, for me, just share yourself, allow that safe space that you feel within, invite others into that so they can also shine their light, right? And when we do that, perhaps you find this to be true, when I connect in, as a caregiver, in the times past, it would feel wrong or like selfish, but when I would now take that moment to connect in first to spirituality, to my core values, and honor what comes from that and act from that place, I find that it is actually a very selfless thing to do, because the more that I act on that, the more other people get to benefit from it and get that permission or receive permission for them to shine their light, whatever their light is, to be them, to speak their truth, to live their truth, to be their authentic selves. And it sounds like you're in line with that as well, in everything that you do, right? So if you could speak to that, if anything comes up you with that, go ahead.
Oh. Totally. And I love how you said that. I totally do, because it's so funny, because even before us, connecting today, I had that come up, and a while back I had written a blog post, and I don't even know if I published it. So I was telling myself today, you need to get in there and make some edits and publish that, where I had this message I always call my divine downloads, right? I have different things like flow through me, different messages I need to hear and stuff. And this one happened a while back, and it just happened again today, where it's not about you. Right? So many times we're so afraid of, like even before this, like, oh my gosh, what if I say something stupid? What if it doesn't come out right? What if I get stuck? What if, all these different things. Then I heard that message again. It's not about you. This has nothing to do with you. You need to just get in touch with that space, breathe, get into that still space so things can flow through you. And it has nothing to do with you. It's for the person that's listening. There might be somebody out there that you're going to say something and they're going to get something from that. They're going to receive. You're going to, like a word's going to flow through you, and that's going to inspire them. So it has nothing to do with you, what people will think, what you're going to look like, what's going to happen. Nothing. Like everything is, like you said, so much bigger than you, right? So getting to that place, connecting in, getting meditative, connecting with God, connecting with your spirit, and feeling like, okay, this is bigger than me, and then honoring that calling and showing up, saying yes when you're afraid, and because you're being called to go, and not not to worry so much, about the little details, because it's, like you said, it's not about you,
Right.
it's,
Mhm.
like we're all these instruments and stuff, and we're all helping each other and
Yeah.
being there. And it's true, because when somebody shares something and then you connect, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Thank you for sharing that. Or, oh, I
Yeah.
never thought of that. I'm so glad you said that. Or, so many different things.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
love how you said that, because literally was feeling that, yeah, before we
Good.
even connected, where it's just like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, just relax. This has nothing to do with you. I'm like,
Right.
at
This is bigger
all,
than you. Yeah.
don't worry.
Right. And
Yeah.
so much of what we do as body mind coaches, just to get back on that like space a little bit,
Yeah.
we've learned specific tools for ourselves first and foremost, right? We've learned the tools to have the embodied conversations and what that means to really just connect the body to the mind, but understand who you are at your core, right? That core values, what lights you up, like you brought up before, but also the other piece is understanding your anatomy, your physiology, your kinesiology, just your full intelligence, what human design is. And
Mm-hmm.
for someone who that feels very ethereal or too deep for, with the tools that you learn, even just receiving coaching from a body mind coach, you will learn very simple tools to help you listen and understand those core values. You're not alone with that. That's the beauty of receiving the support. When we went through this program, Bobbie Jo and I, and were first learning those things, we were, somewhat connected, but when we learn those deeper tools, it just takes it to that deeper level of awareness, which then helps you to understand why you do certain things in your life and what are the things that will really light you up. So if you're someone who has no idea what that looks like, but you want to feel a certain way, this is what's going to help you to gain that deeper awareness, to know what are those simple steps that you can do in your life now to be your authentic self, to be able to be still, to be able to live the life you want to live. And so I kind of want to draw upon the one aspect of support that you give with guided meditations. And just side note that
Mm-hmm.
Bobbie Jo lovingly has provided a bonus audio guided meditation that I will be including in the bio, the link to all of that to download. So thank you for that. But I would love also if someone is asking for specific support, um, as far as receiving some sort of guidance in the meditation field or in what you do, for someone who maybe is new to this, who doesn't really know what
Mm-hmm.
meditation is. And it's like, when I first started hearing that word, so I grew up studying scriptures in the Bible, and there's a difference between Bible meditation and regular meditation of the world right now. The Bible meditation for me
Mm-hmm.
was clearing my mind to focus in on the scriptures and what God's message was. So I know and then in mindfulness, right? There's different intentions for these things. So for someone who has no idea, or maybe some ideas, and is maybe a little bit just curious but concerned, like how would you support someone in that field who wants to connect to their core, who wants to start receiving that deeper awareness, and using this as a tool? What kind of support would you give to them?
Okay. So yeah. So a couple of different things there. As you said, and there are, so if somebody is here and they're completely new to meditation or have only experienced one type, just know that there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different, modalities and stuff of it. What my core teaching and everything has always been when I've done different meditation classes and stuff with people is a personal experience, that it is completely personal for you. So some things might resonate, some things might not, and it's a matter of finding that perfect flow for you. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's completely personalized to what it is for you. Yeah, I mean, I could go on so many different things,
Yeah,
with the meditation and stuff, but
yeah,
to try to
yeah,
keep it brief and simple here, just to know it's a personal experience. There's many different types and stuff, but for me, like I'll do the guided meditation, with my clients. I'll do like custom guided meditations and stuff, connecting in with them to see what would personally help them. So with a guided meditation, my voice is guiding you. It's like a guided visualization, guiding you to help you really feel in. to the things that you're trying to step into or feel into or connect deeper within you.
Yeah.
So that, it would just be some guidance and stuff like that. People meditating on their own, there's different, things you can do, or listen to guided meditations. A lot of times for me, when I'm just practicing on my own, it's just feeling my breath and my heartbeat and just sitting and allowing. I'm not trying to stop my mind from thinking. I'm not feeding into the thoughts, but I'm not trying to stop it. I'm not doing anything at all except for just allowing everything and anything and just witnessing and just sitting and being. And the more I found, the more and the more and the more I've done that, the more still I get, faster, easier. It's comforting. It's, another thing I love is just sitting in nature, taking a walk in nature. That can be your meditation. Sitting in nature. I love sitting outside and closing my eyes. And right now, with the springtime, listening to the birds, listening to the trickle of water, anything at all. But for somebody new, just to not make it more difficult, it can just simply be, just take a minute and feel your breath, just feeling.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And being still and, because I get that question a lot. That's why I wanted to ask you is, for
Right.
people who meditation, it feels like it needs to be this big elaborate thing, but it can be as simple as just breathing. And so for someone who really wants to practice it and is curious what that looks like, what would you be open to doing like a 2-minute demonstration for someone, even just being still and breathing? I'm just thinking about people right now
Right.
who are at home, who are getting caught in those patterns of looping and the uncertainty of the world right now, from day to day, and going from that pendulum swing of, okay, we got this new fact with COVID-19 going on, everything's okay, to, oh no, this new thing. So I'm thinking, like,
Right.
what would you say to someone who wants to practice meditation for the benefits of being still in the moment right now, who is at home listening, who may find themselves kind of getting caught up in the looping patterns of, uncertainty? Like, if you could do a brief demonstration, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, let's see what flows together. Okay. So I would say, obviously, wherever you are, get yourself comfortable.
Mhm.
And if you're in a space that allows and it's safe for you to do so, not driving or anything, you can close your eyes if it feels comfortable for you. And just take a moment to feel your body in the space you're in. Just feel it being completely supported by the chair, by the floor, wherever you are. Just feel into your feet. Just becoming aware of them. If they're on the floor, feeling that grounding into the floor, or if they're underneath you, just feeling those. And then just gently bring your awareness to your breath. Not changing it in any way, but just feeling the full breath. Just feeling the air as it comes in through your nose, how it flows back out. Just notice the subtle movement of your body with every breath. And with each breath, just feel yourself becoming more and more present, feeling your body in this room, in this chair. With your breath, you can envision breathing in, pulling all of your energy back into you from anywhere you've had it in the past. Just feel that in-breath, bringing yourself back into your core, into you. Also breathing it in, bringing your energy back from anywhere you may have placed it in the future, thinking ahead, just bringing it, breathing it in, back into your body, back into this moment, back into this room. And feeling that breath throughout your entire body. And if you want to take it slightly deeper as you breathe, just see if you can feel and sense your heartbeat. Just being present, staying present with that breath and that heartbeat. Just feeling that sacred connection, feeling the way this all nourishes you in every moment of every day. As you're ready, you can just take a little bit of a deeper breath. If you want to raise your shoulders a little bit, and then just give a deep exhale, blowing everything out. Again, bringing your awareness back into your body, feeling it supported by your chair. Flowing that awareness all the way down, noticing any sensations in your feet, feeling your feet where they are, feeling them grounded, connected. Whenever you're ready, you can just kind of wiggle those toes, move those fingers. Take your time and slowly open your eyes. So again, that's just a simple awareness, something really, really simple that you completely have access to at any time, any moment of any day. If you're ever feeling overwhelmed or stuck or anything at all, the one thing, a lot of times we feel like there's so much out of our control. The thing that we can control is our breath and coming to that space. So it can just be for a few seconds, right? Just wherever you are, taking a pause and just feeling that full entire breath throughout your body. If you have a little bit more time feeling that, seated, really connecting to your body, feel it being supported. You are held, you are safe, you are secure right here, right now in this moment. And this moment is all there is. So feeling that breath in your body, connecting to that heartbeat, and just really being aware of the subtle sensations of your body. It's interesting when you just sit and feel that heartbeat, then you can take it further and connect in your source that's beating that heart for you. Just simple ones, that I like to tell people that you can do at any time without, anything at all, just your breath and your heartbeat. Another thing, with feeling into the feet and stuff, like your body can only do so many things. So you're not thinking when you're noticing, like focusing in on your feet and like, okay, what are my feet? What is the sensations and stuff? So even just grounding and focusing in on that. So yeah, just really using your body to be your anchor in the moment, to connect you, to stabilize you, to reset you, to bring you that stillness and that peace. And that can be with anything going on, around you, to just be like, breathe, feel it, really feel it going in and out, feeling it flow throughout you.
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to give some feedback, and I welcome anyone listening, especially on the podcast. You can comment in and share what you're feeling right now. I'm curious to hear from everyone who took that moment to breathe right now, along with Bobbie Jo and I. What are you feeling? What are you noticing? One thing for me, I've had the honor of listening to your guided meditations before. They're amazing. And I think the last one I listened to, you did have some sounds and music behind.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I fell asleep after like the minute because it was just so relaxing. But the cool thing with doing it right now, with just hearing your voice and getting the guidance, as simple as just breathing and feeling into your heartbeat, into your feet, I could immediately feel the energy, like almost like in the very beginning, in the back of my head, like the lower base of the head, like almost like a little headache. I have a tendency to get those. But the amazing thing was, the more that I would just breathe and feel into the rest of my body, that just like gently, like that gently faded away. And then when you brought attention to the heart, I felt that calm excitement feeling, just kind of like throbbing, like almost like a pulsating around the heart, and then just gently kind of emanating outwards. For me, that calmness just completely, like even right now, it feels very like uplifting. And it's amazing how that was just a few minutes of breathing. You don't need to understand exactly what's going on, but taking the moment to be still and focusing on your breath, focusing on, your heart, on your feet, on your body, and taking your attention, all of that energy you've been giving to the uncertainties of what's going on in the world, but bringing it and focusing it onto what you do know, like your heart is beating, like you are present, like you are alive, you are safe, you're whatever, that can really channel all of that energy and really make it productive and help you to be still and be present and feel good. We can still feel good right now. So thank you for that, because I feel like we tend to complicate things sometimes. We don't have to.
Right.
And if you don't know what guided meditation is, it is as simple as that, breathing and focusing in, and yeah, there's many layers and different things to it, but it just shows the power of just taking that moment, just connect with yourself. This is a perfect time for a lot of us who are at home right now. We have the time now to do these things, we have the time now. So thank you for that. I really, really do appreciate that. And, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would love to share with everyone? Anything else that comes to mind for you?
Oh, yeah, just, really being gentle with yourself through anything, anything everywhere, taking the time that you need, and how you connect best, if that's getting still in nature, if that's listening to the birds, if that's taking a bath, if that's connecting in with your breath, if that's painting, if that's writing, if that's going outside and just screaming, right? To give yourself really what you need, going through whatever you're going through. Everyone's got individual things and stuff, but really honoring that and reconnecting in with what lights you up.
Yes, I love that. So yeah, I agree. Be kind to yourself. Be still, take action, whatever feels aligned for you in this moment, just be authentic. So thank you, Bobbie Jo. I really appreciate it. I'll have all the links to find Bobbie Jo and all the great things she's doing in the bio, and yeah, and you'll can connect in. So until next time, thank you again. I really appreciate it.